Good afternoon, everybody. I have set the stream up by myself today, so there could be some technical difficulties. If you can't hear me, do let me know in the comments. I thought my internet was bad, and YouTube has told me I have an excellent connection, which I don't quite believe, but hopefully that is the case. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I wanted to do a live stream because I don't really know what I'm doing with my team this game week. There are so many injuries going around. Obviously, Haaland has been transferred out of his dad's FPL team, and FPL Twitter has absolutely blown up. And I'm not quite sure whether I'm ready to pull the trigger yet and transfer out Haaland. So he is still in my team for now, but we will discuss some potential options. Have a look in the chat. As Phillips is here, good afternoon everyone, and he has confirmed all sounds and looks good. That is a relief. I did press start streaming and then forgot to go live on YouTube. So I was sitting here talking to myself for a few seconds, but it's all fine. We have got excellent connection, brag straight away, perfect. It's not a brag, normally these things go wrong. There is still time for it to fall apart. But for game week 16, now I did get a red arrow, but I'm going to justify it to myself. I only got 43 points. I'm happy with 43 points. I did take a -4 hit. I brought in Trent, who managed to get 2 bonus points, which I'm really happy about. Obviously, he didn't keep a clean sheet, bit disappointing. But I brought in Trent, and I also brought in Willian, who we will come to because I am so pleased with how he has started in my team. But I got 43 points. My safety score was 51. And I feel as though the only reason I got a red arrow this week was because I don't have Son, and I know what the risk is with not having him, and I'm actually kind of okay that he's not in my team. I did miss out on a massive haul from him. It was 17 points. If I'd have had him in my team, I would have had a massive green arrow and everything would have been fine. But I'm not really that fussed, and this is probably the first week where a red arrow hasn't really impacted me that much, and I think it's because I'm making decisions that are more fun rather than following the template and kind of with the popular players. And it's quite a nice segue into that. Willian, I'm so happy. He managed to score a goal. If we actually look at the match, Fulham are doing so well. The last 2 game weeks, they've been absolutely smashing it. And I did think I was going to get an attacking return from Willian, but I thought I was going to have to be patient for a while. But instead, brought him in straight away, managed to get a goal. And it really was the highlight of my game week. So I'm really, really happy that I did go with him. My defence, as always, massively disappointing. Clean sheets just aren't a thing in my team this season. We have Trippier with a -1, plus he picked up another yellow, so now he's suspended for this game week, which is, when you've got such a premium defender, it's very annoying that money's going to be on the bench, but fine. Pinnock, unfortunately, Brentford didn't keep a clean sheet, and I really expected them to win against Sheffield, and also to just not concede any goals, but unfortunately that was too much to ask. And then Trent. So obviously Liverpool did concede, but Trent still managed to pick up 2 bonus points, and I'm taking that as a massive win for my team. And this is a transfer that I'm really happy with, and I think it's going to pay off long term. Unfortunately, I was late to the party. From game week 13 to 15, he seemed to have these huge hauls for a defender. Unfortunately, we haven't had that against Palace, but with the upcoming fixtures, this is definitely one I'm going to remain patient with. And if he's still able to pick up bonus points despite conceding, I think he's a great pick. He's 8.2 million. It is quite expensive. But the upcoming fixtures, they're a bit mixed. But I have full faith in Trent. So I don't know why. I just feel really positive about the team. We've got, let's see what's going on in the chat. Afternoon, Monkey Man. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon. Already, comment of the day. Willian, what an amazing pick. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. There are more people in here than I expected. I really thought it was just going to feel like I was pre-recording a video and really didn't have many people in here. As has said, Willian to Carney, if Willian is out, I'm assuming. It's crossed my mind, but it feels like a bit of a sideways move. And I feel, I did talk a lot about bringing in Carney last week, and I kind of chickened out because I wasn't sure if he was going to get any starts. But it could happen, or maybe double Fulham midfield. That's probably playing too much of my own game. Oh wow, I got lucky with 66 points for game week 16. That is absolutely fantastic. Let me know who you had on your team, because that's a really, really impressive score. But then the rest of the team, the midfield, Salah, I'm so sorry. If you captained Salah and then all of us managed to get Salah's points on vice captaincy, I apologise. It's really, really jammy, and I'm so glad that I didn't mess around with my vice captaincy, because I have done it in the past where it's been on McGinn. So chances are, if I still had McGinn on my team, I still would have gotten a fair amount of points because he did score Villa's only goal, King McGinn. But I managed to get 26 points from Salah because he came in as my captain. Saka only 2 points. Willian, we've touched on, fantastic. Palmer only 1 point and Gordon only 2. We know, I'm not stressed about Gordon because he is so much better at home, and Newcastle have an upcoming home fixture, so I'm hoping he is back on track. I did see something about him, maybe he wasn't in training, so it's one to monitor, but we've got a lot of issues with this team, so maybe Gordon won't be, I don't know, a priority. And then Wood came in because Haaland didn't play, only 1 point, and Forest, at least they didn't get absolutely annihilated this game week. It was a 1-1 draw, but they're looking a bit shaky at the moment, aren't they? And then Darwin, a 2-pointer. When is the haul going to come from Darwin? I'm hoping it is fairly soon because I transferred out Solanke for Darwin, and so far that has not paid off. And then the bench, there is not that much to discuss. So looking at picking my team for game week 17, this is where I'm at currently. Obviously, no transfers used. I have put the captaincy on Salah very optimistically, kept Haaland in the starting 11, but it's seeming more and more likely that he isn't going to play. Hopefully we'll get some more news Thursday. But it's really tough because my long-term plan, what was my long-term plan? It was to take out Wood for, and I cannot say his name for the life of me, but Semenyo, Bournemouth player, cheaper forward. Bring him in, and then I was going to do Darwin to Watkins. I shouldn't have transferred out Watkins all those weeks ago. That is probably my biggest error, I would say, so far this season. But now Haaland might be out. That's a lot of money to play around with. My defence could do with some work. I really like the look of Porro, as everyone does. A very attacking defender. He's looking great. And Spurs, they are having a very up and down season, but it seems like maybe they're back on track. I don't know. It's Spurs, so things just go wrong for them sometimes, don't they? But I think the defence largely can be left alone. It's probably not a massive priority. Trippier will come back in next game week. Then the midfield, again, we have the Willian issue. And as it suggests, maybe doing Willian to Carney. I mean, there are a lot of good midfield options. I do appreciate this as well. But I just got a thing, something's telling me to go for Tom Carney. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's come from. If I go into the transfers, let me just show you his history this season because people laughed, but he's actually looking pretty good. So last game week, he managed to get an assist. The week before, he scored a goal against Forest, got an assist against Liverpool, assist against Wolves. That's 4 weeks in a row that Tom Carney has had attacking returns. And the one that I'm going to highlight, which is one of the reasons I kind of wanted to bring him in, was he only played 28 minutes against Liverpool, but he still managed to get a return. And Fulham just look a lot stronger with him playing and with him starting. And he's had 2 starts in the last 2 games and then 3 in the last 4. Are we going to see some consistency with him starting more and more? Because I can't believe I'm saying this, but he may be someone to bring in from game week 18. They've got Burnley at home, then Bournemouth away. And then he's at a price point. He's only 4.9 million. You could easily put him on the bench. His ownership's still 0%, which has blown my mind after last week's video where I was hyping him up so much. But I really like him as an asset. And if Willian is out, or any of my midfield, to be honest, it's a really close call between Willian or McGinn, which aren't the most popular of picks, but you heard it here first. I think they are really, really decent. Oh, let's see, this 6-point team. Martinez in goal, Salah as captain, Son, Romero, Walker, Saliba, Hechan. Oh, I want to bring Hwang in. Rodrigo's midfielders, Darwin and Jackson in attack. That's such a fun team. No one has Jackson anymore. I haven't seen him pop up in many teams. And with Chelsea's upcoming fixtures, could be a good one to go for. I don't know. But yeah, so this is where I am with the team. I think I am really, really, really tempted to roll. Now, I would have Haaland coming in. I'd have Haaland benched, obviously, if he doesn't play, and Wood coming in. Wood hasn't had the best run in recent game weeks. Not entirely sure my thought process on bringing him in, but it worked with Willian. It could have worked with Wood. But he only played 6 minutes against Wolves, 32 minutes against Fulham. Actually, I think I brought him in game week 15. Did I? Well, anyway, it's all gone downhill since I brought him in. He had a decent week against Luton, but apart from that, Sheffield game week 2. I don't know what I was thinking with Wood, but he's easily replaceable. Hopefully he'll come in. Forest will be on fire because it's a home fixture and he'll manage to get a goal against Spurs' defence. Maybe? I don't know. It might be a bit too optimistic. But he would be my backup, and as long as he plays more than 6 minutes, oh, that's embarrassing. I don't know why I brought him in. Anyway, let's hope that he gets 90 minutes against Spurs and then some sort of attacking return. And then I could maybe play Kabore over Cash. Cash's minutes, again, I'm a little bit concerned about. He has played 24 minutes against Arsenal. I don't know. I've held on to Cash because I really want him from the Sheffield United fixture. But again, it's a bit of a risky one. But I think there are bigger fires to put out. So if you're watching, let me know. Kabore or Cash? It's a bit of a boring dilemma. I guess Kabore is nailed for minutes. And he did have that game week, didn't he? Where he did surprise us against Liverpool, of all teams, an 8-pointer. Since then, okay. Oh, he couldn't play against City, could he? That's why it was 0 minutes. But he's played the full 90 the last 2 game weeks. And Bournemouth, not a horrendous fixture. So maybe Kabore is the safer option to go. But in terms of Haaland replacements, I know Haaland to Solanke is really popular. And I could do Haaland to Watkins. I think if we get full confirmation, I mean, yeah, you've said it, Haaland could be fit for this weekend. If we do get confirmation he's out, I still, obviously they've got the blanking game week 18, so that would be 2 game weeks where I wouldn't have Haaland. In which case, so let's look at Watkins. Upcoming fixture this week is a little bit trickier for Villa. They have got Brentford. I can see Brentford conceding, but it's an away fixture. Ollie Watkins isn't as, I was going to say as hot. I've watched too much FPL juice with their rating. But he's not as on fire. He has had 2 fairly quiet weeks as well in terms of fantasy points. But that might just mean he's gearing up for something big against Brentford. But I really, really like Solanke's fixtures. This upcoming game week. I mean, Bournemouth, I don't know. Upcoming game week, Luton at home, that is such a nice fixture. Then they've got Forest away, then Fulham at home. I mean, those 3 could be great to replace Haaland for. And then maybe I could just roll my transfer next week and risk going without Watkins again. I don't know. I'm in a real pickle. That is what I'm in right now. I really like my team. And obviously I do need to assess injuries and all that kind of stuff. But I'm quite happy. And the more that I tinker with the team, the worse it does. So I would love to roll a transfer. But then if Haaland's out, it's so much money and I could have a great attacker to bring in. Brian, thanks a lot. I hadn't even said how well Carney has been doing. We'll keep him as an option when Palmer gets that yellow card suspension. You are welcome, Brian. Thank you. I think he's a really good option. He's a great differential, 0% ownership. That's what I think probably helped me with my rank this week with Willian as well. Okay, so we've got some advice. I'm going to risk it with Haaland, keep him in, sub Willian to the bench and transfer out Huang for Tavernier in preparation for Huang's Asian Cup participation from Game Week 21. That is a very good long-term plan, and I wish I was better at planning for the long term, but I seem to just take every week as it comes. Monkey Man says take Cash out and pick a better alternative than Wood, attacker than Wood. Yeah, I could do. Wood is the issue. I've got 0.5 million in my bank, so I've got 5.4 to spend on an attacker, but I was looking through the forwards this morning, and no one really jumped out at me, not in the same way William did, McGinn did. Sometimes you just get these gut feelings, don't you? You have to go with them. But I think it might be a case. I definitely want to hold on to Darwin for this game week. I keep saying it every single week, and I'm determined for him to get a return. For Manchester United, look very, very weak. This is a home fixture for Liverpool. If you can have a Salah-Darwin double up, Darwin actually works out how to finish. It would be stunning. And then I can go, thank you, Darwin, for the points. Now move aside for Ollie Watkins to return. Pep said he's returning to training tomorrow, so going to keep Haaland but captain Salah. Yeah, my captaincy's definitely on Salah, whether or not Haaland plays, even though it is a home fixture for Haaland. As I just touched on, Manchester United are not looking the strongest. They're having a tough old season. My best friend went up to see Manchester United play last night, and he said they were good for the first half, second half just completely gave up. And I think it's hard being a Chelsea fan. I don't know why. Manchester United just seem to be doing so much worse. Have you ever timed Solanke well? You love him, but you never seem to get points from him. I know. I don't know if I have some sort of curse with Solanke. It's really unfortunate. I think I just wasn't patient enough with him, and this again is why I don't want to start transferring out players so quickly without giving them a bit of time to warm up into the team, you know? Team Alex says muted. Other people seem to be able to hear me, so isn't it better to bench Haaland for a week and give him rest than to transfer? I mean, he's blanking in game week 18. Can you look Wood to Kuna? Interesting. Hadn't considered that. Let's have a tinker. That is the only thing is I did have my kind of plan about. I don't know whether to stick to the original plan of then bringing back Watkins for game week 18. Let's have a look at Wolves' upcoming fixtures, because again they're a team that have really surprised me in recent game weeks. They've got West Ham, well, Chelsea at home. That'll be a tough one. Brentford away. And sorry, I just got a message. I thought it was about the stream, but it's not. Brentford away, Everton at home, Brighton away. Interesting. 5.7 million though. That's a lot of money. I won't be able to afford it unless I make transfers elsewhere. So I think it'll probably be a no to Kuna. Dan the man, hello. Thank you for joining. Afternoon, Yelena. Nice to catch the stream. What makes you choose Solanke over Watkins? Apologies if you've already gone over it. Basically, I really like Solanke's upcoming fixture. And I've got a bit of resentment because I took Solanke out and then he seemed to go absolutely on a mad one. So I think the next three fixtures I really like. Luton, Forest, Fulham. Watkins I do want back from game week 18. But I might go, I don't know. I don't know whether I've spent too much time on Twitter as well. This happens quite a lot where suddenly I'm seeing loads of people bringing Solanke and I'm getting a bit of a fear of missing out. Brian says, did you know Haaland's family's transferred him out of their FPL teams? Yes, when I saw that tweet from Focal, I was so impressed. That is Columbo levels of research. Absolutely loved it. Also, don't you love the fact that FPL is so big now that news outlets are picking up on relatives' transfers in their FPL teams to try and figure out what's going on? Oh, it's mad. It's so much fun. I bet Solanke blanks this weekend. I've got Solanke since like 6 game weeks, and I've noticed Solanke's been scoring and blanking next game week and so on, and since he scored last game week, so he will blank. Do you reckon that's his plan? Let's have a look. Yeah, you're right. Manchester United, fantastic. They're nothing against Palace. Villa got a return. Sheffield United, nothing. That is so interesting. It is funny when you find these patterns and then you start using it into your decision-making process. I think Son is a safer captain for next game week. He's back in form and Salah plays Man U. Yeah, I don't have Son in my team, so I'm not going to consider him for captaincy. But Man U, I don't think they're quite on it. Monkey Man, Yelena, game week 35. I'm still keeping Darwin until he gets a return. Yeah, and then wait for next season. He will be in my starting 11, I can guarantee it. Now that everyone will be bringing in Solanke, this is the FPL curse of most bought in players blanking. This is very true. Maybe I shouldn't go for Solanke in that case. Well, what do people think about... it's just if we get the news that Haaland didn't train, but we're not going to get much from Pep, are we? So this was what the team would look like. And on any other week, I'd actually be okay with it. If Haaland didn't have the flag, I'd happily put Willian in, hope he's fine. If he's not, we'll get Wood or Kabore in from the bench. I'd say Ralph Ralph. Sorry, I've got my dog. Wood. Let's have a look. There are so many... I'd like to think about outside the box, but I also don't want to think outside the box for the sake of it. I don't know if other people have this issue. You have Wood and Willian. Yes. Baz Villa, I'm afraid you have come to the wrong place. I wouldn't expect it to drop too much. I was going to say, in case anyone's listening, I don't do podcasts. How much can we expect Salah's price to drop during AFCON? I don't think it will drop by a huge amount, to be honest. Yeah, I it's forward planning again. I don't know what I'm going to do when that all starts. At least I don't have to worry about Son because he's not in my team anyway. But yeah, the midfield is going to look juicy. FPL juice is in my head. I've got these phrases that are popping up and I don't normally use them. My plan is to upgrade Darwin to Watkins and Gahey to Porro on game week 18. I really like that plan. I would also like to do the Darwin. So this was my original plan. So I was going to go, I can't type. Have a piece of the Bournemouth attack, but cheaper for 4.6, and then I can do Darwin to Watkins. I've just said this with confidence, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, no, I can't, I'm priced out. I'm 0.2 million off. Oh no, everything's ruined. Well, there goes that plan. In that case, Haaland needs to be out injured because otherwise I can't go forward with my fantastic plan that has now actually failed. And then Gahey to Porro, I really, really like Gahey to Porro. I did Gahey to Trent last game week and I haven't looked back since. It's a solid transfer. I'm very, very happy with it. And especially as Gahey Palace didn't keep a clean sheet, did they? So I was actually up on points, which I was relieved about with my Willian and Trent transfer. And again, normally when I take -4, I have to kind of suck it up. I brought in Trippier for a -4 and then he blanked and I was so upset about it. And I just kept thinking, if I hadn't done that, if I had remained patient, I would have been better off. But this one paid off. So now I'm kind of a bit more keen on the old hits. But I think I think this will be what I'm going to try my best to stick with. How bad can it be? Bring in Wood from the bench. Oh, I don't know. This is the most frustrating team selection. Okay, so we're going to have Dubravka in goal and then definitely Trent and Pinnock playing. Cash could turn into Kabore, but I think I'm probably going to hedge my bets and stick with Cash, maybe, unless I get a little bit nervous beforehand. And then my midfield, I'm very happy with. We've got Palmer, Saka, Gordon, Willian, Salah. Willian, I think it said there was a 75% of him playing. Hamstring injury. If he rests those hamstrings, he'll be absolutely fine and ready to go against Newcastle. I don't know how that's going to go. Especially as it's a Newcastle home fixture. Whether Fulham will be able to keep up momentum is yet to be seen. And then we've got Haaland, may or may not play, isn't in his dad's FPL team, so it's not looking good. And I'm seeing loads of people transfer him out already, but I'm sticking with him. And then in that same vein, I'm also sticking with Darwin. If we get nothing from him this week, it's going to have to be a rage transfer out ahead of Arsenal at home. I would, again, like him for Burnley away, but even with his minutes as well, I'm getting a little bit nervous. He hasn't played a full 90 since Fulham. Although I do think Darwin is one of those players that can be really explosive when he comes on a bit later. But so far, we haven't seen anything. It's just been a bit of a fizzle and then a slow, whatever, going out, which is a real shame. And then we'll have the bench, Areola, goalkeepers. I just need a wild card. I think that is the issue at the moment with the team. And I think a lot of people are in similar positions. To be fair, my team has got 2 flags in my starting 11, then 1 flag on the bench. But I've seen some other teams where it's just the whole defence is flagged. People have got Reece James, who's now out for a couple of months. On that note as well, I'm so sad for Reece James because it just must be so disheartening for him. He comes back and then he can't play, and obviously there's definitely a long-term issue there. I think he should just go out for the rest of the season, relax, and hopefully come back next season, but might be a bit too optimistic. But I think we're going to leave it there. We're going to have that team and just pray for a green arrow. Because again, I don't think it's a bad team. Willian could cause a bit of an issue, but we'll have Trippier back next game week, and then I'll have 2 free transfers plus 0.5 million in the bank to play around with, have a bit more knowledge, a bit more information I can do things with. Before I go, I'll just have a quick check in the chat. Yeah, he is a really good third striker. This is true, but this is going to be one you will probably comment on my video next game week and he'll have hauled. And I won't have had him in my team and I'll be really jealous. What do you think of my team? Raya, Trippier, Colwill, Tsimikas, Walker, Salah, Saka, Palmer, Gordon, Haaland, Haaland, Watkins, Solanke. I'm really jealous, I won't lie. That is a lovely team. Especially that defence. Yeah, that sounds great. There's nothing I'd actually change, to be honest. Palmer and 4 yellows worries me, as hopefully he doesn't get next yellow till game week 20. Yes, Palmer and 4 yellows worries me as well. I really need him in my midfield. I like my midfield, but we do seem to have Palmer and Gordon very much all or nothing, which happens. How did Az do this week, Yelena? He actually did really well. He's got Son, which was hard for me to witness because obviously he got the 17-pointer. If I show you our league, I can show you as his team. So he got 60 points. Oh my goodness, that is very good. He's now at 2.4 million overall rank. Yeah, Salah, he was jammy again. We both captained Haaland, both got Salah's captaincy points. He's stuck with Darwin as well, which is not just me. Then the 17 points from Son. And then the rest of the team, flat. But really got through that one with Salah and Son. This again is another team that I just really, really like, and I think Az gets so unlucky each game week that he doesn't get a higher score. But this was such a good week. Az, how big was the green arrow? Because I can imagine it was large. What do I do with 5 flags and 1 free transfer? Oh no, that is hard. Who have you got flagged? That's not fun at all. My faith in Darwin is the same as in Pep's press conference. Tom O'Connell, just found your channel, great content, thanks, subscribing. Thank you so much for joining, and if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do hit like on the stream. Every little helps. Team looks okay compared to others indeed. I had a bummer last week, only week I forgot to do vice captain and I left it on Saka. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I saw quite a few people had it left on Saka, and it's such a shame because I think Saka is a great option, but we haven't really seen it this season where he's gone on and had a massive haul. Because I wish I could captain Saka more, especially with the fixtures. But again, with Arsenal, you don't really know where the goals are going to come from. Because I would love to bring in a second attacker, but I'm so torn between Martinelli, Ødegaard and Jesus. And Jesus, he always looks sad. Bless him. He's always trying his best. But it's tough. Whereas I think Saka is just that nailed one, isn't he? He should be taking penalties. Thoughts on the chat has moved. Nice one, as Son enabled a green arrow for me this week. Fantastic news. Thoughts on Palmer captain this week? I love Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I don't have a huge amount of faith in them, if that's a good answer. The thing is, it's Sheffield United at home. It should be a very easy, straightforward no-brainer. I would love to captain Sterling? I missed the G. Sterling or someone. But I don't know. Chelsea recently, I don't know how to predict it. I mean, the thing is, you could captain Palmer, he ends up getting a penalty, he might get another attacking return, it could be a huge haul and really good for the rank. If you're the type of manager that likes to take a risk, go for it. I personally wouldn't, but I think my Chelsea bias probably affects that answer. So that's a bit of a roundabout answer, I apologise, but I don't have the best faith in Chelsea at the moment. Flat, yeah, that's about right. No, but everyone's was. Mine did the same. 3.1 million to 2.4. That is huge. It ain't much, but it's honest work. That it is. I went from 2.2 million to 1.5 thanks to Son. I don't want to know where my rank would have gone if I'd have had Son in my team. It's probably best not to think about. Dan the man said Jesus does always look sad. He does, and once you notice it, that's all you can see. Even when he's running, he just has a really sad expression. Last advice, it's best not to do anything during these tricky times. Good luck, Yelena. Thank you so much. That is very, very good advice. As has the perfect midfield. Yeah, it is really nice. And obviously, he's got Son. Hopefully, Son stays quiet for the sake of our relations. Would you be doing a video with Ellie this week? Yes, we are filming later on this evening. So that will be going live on Ellie's channel. I'd say around 6:30, 7ish. So if you haven't subscribed to Ellie's channel, do, and switch on her notifications. She does so much amazing content, and she does loads of really good Chelsea analysis, and she's very honest with her analysis, but also still remains quite optimistic. I couldn't film a video after a Chelsea match. I think it's best that I'm left alone for 3 to 5 hours. Is triple captaining Salah this week crazy? He does have a good history against Man U, and they are depleted. Tom, I love the triple captain shout. I've seen a couple of people discussing it on Twitter. I would be tempted. I'm one of those people that likes to use my triple captain in double game weeks, but I think if you get a feeling, I really, really like it. And like you said, Man United aren't looking super, super fit. So if you have a gut feeling, go for it. But I tend to advise to wait until double game weeks. But knowing my luck, you will triple captain this week. He'll do amazingly. Then a double game week will come up and it'll blank for me. So play the game how you will enjoy it the most. 2-week punt on Callum Wilson. I know about the squad rotation, but lately Newcastle and Isak have been poor. I think he'll start next game. That's really fun. I really like Wilson and Isak as picks. I really, really like them. And I think it's a bit more... You're not going for the nailed 90 minutes, but you can maybe almost guarantee that you're going to get a return. So, yeah, I really, really like that. Hopefully we get a weekend live chat with you and Az this weekend. Yes, maybe. We are both doing separate things this weekend, but potentially... we could do it virtually. So leave that with me. And by leave that with me, I mean leave it with Az because he'll set it all up. But hopefully we could do something on the Sunday night. Is there a rumour that Tony is moving to Chelsea and wins transfer window? I have read this. I've also read that Arsenal are interested in him. I said yesterday, I was chatting to my team at work, and I said, we really need a striker. I hope we get Tony. And then someone pointed out that Chelsea probably bought enough players, which is a fair comment to make, but I love Tony so much. I had him in my team last season. I think he's such an amazing player, and whatever team gets him is lucky, and he'll be coming straight into my fantasy team. As has said, I'm up for a Sunday night stream. Perfect. What can we do that makes it fun? We could have hot chocolates. sure what chocolates for everyone. I'll let you know what to bring, guys, to the stream. And then the final comment, because I have got a train to catch in 20 minutes. Okay, might miss that. Dan the Man said, I've had triple Liverpool attack since game week 8, keeping a holding faith, and they haven't delivered. One last chance versus United, feeling positive. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's quite nice when your players don't deliver because everyone transfers them out, and then with the patience, you get that haul, which is exactly what I'm going for at the moment with Darwin. But I will leave you all with one final look at my team. Everyone send your thoughts, best wishes. This will get me a green arrow. Because unfortunately, I have gone up now to 611,000. I think I was around 400,000. So it's a fairly chunky red arrow, but I'm sure we can bring it back with a haul from Darwin, amazing performance from Salah, and something big from Willian. So I'm going to leave you all now. But thank you so much for joining me. This is my first ever afternoon stream, and it's been a lot livelier than I expected. So thank you so much for joining. It does mean a lot. Do like the stream before you go. Subscribe if you haven't already. And also follow me on Twitter. I'm at YellenFPL. And also Instagram. I post some sort of behind the scenes football content when I go to matches and things. And I also posted some content from FPL Juice's tournament on Sunday, which was so much fun. Met loads of people. It was really, really nice. It was the best fantasy event I've ever been to. I've been to a fair few now, and this one was just miles ahead. It was so much fun. So there is content over my Instagram. The link is in the description below. Some videos, some photos, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, do check it out over there. And I will see you in the Sunday night stream with Az. Bye, guys.